Is guacamole a fruit salad?
What is the best milkshake for bringing boys to the yard?
Ostriches are dinosaurs.
Don't piss off old people. New game
What do you mean it gives you Arby's mouth?
for artisanal muck duck balls.
I think they call that autofellatio.
I want to high five a shark.
Welcome to Bar Banter. Relax, have a drink with us as we debate the most controversial topics in the world today.
On today's
podcast,
it's my new favorite game for this. It's to try and time it.
I love
Travis says it.
We talk about what is the best flavor of chip. What is the best Kesha song? And lastly, we discuss the unwritten rules of Waffle House. But first, Benjamin Trimmer, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Land Shark. Went to a oldie but goodie. It's March. It's been a cold week, and I wish I was on the beach somewhere. Drew Mullis, what are you drinking?
I'm going for Paloma tonight.
Yes.
Some a little bit lighter, very bubbly. Some tequila in there. Richard Madison, what are you guzzling down over there?
Continuing my my streak of my Long Island iced teas. So I'll probably be doing this for another, I don't know, month until I switch back to Palomas. Who knows? Travis, what's you drinking over there?
Special occasion. So I brought out the
Good segue.
Lagavulin 16. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday, Travis.
Happy
Hey, thanks.
birthday.
It's your birthday.
Yeah, dude, right? So fucking weird.
But can I steal this? It's not even a segue. I just want to set the tone for the rest of these topics. As you said, Travis, it's a special occasion. Each one of these topics is about occasion. And it is, I just want that to be thought of throughout the rest of our topics, because that is the avenue which I'm coming from. It's about the occasion.
I like that. I'm here for that.
Cryptic, but I love it.
So Lagavulin 16, since it's my birthday, I love this scotch so much. It's peaty, it puts hair on your chest, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I hope that one day my son and our sons enjoy a scotch like this for the two of us to enjoy, because at the end of the day, he's just like a chip off the old block.
I don't even know what we're saying.
There was a lot of setup, and
it's my birthday, damn it!
I feel like you wrote that one down.
I didn't. That was a how do I get chip off the old block? Got it done. Speaking of chips, I'm all in.
Nice.
There's a segue for you. What's the best flavored chip flavor? Go.
Let me hop out here, because the reason why I don't know if
theme, whatever it was,
if it's gonna make this episode or not, but what we discuss free, like if you want to say Dunkaroos or Starburst, I don't care. I will say this: it's about occasion, and so it has to be standalone. And what I mean is, like, don't sharpshoot, like, obviously, whatever seasoning or flavor is on there, that is considered standalone. So, like, this is not my picks, but Fritos chili or, Cool Ranch Doritos, like, that is standalone. But if you're going to come out and say a Waves dipped in ranch, no, sir. There's no dips involved in this conversation.
I like that. I'm okay with that.
That is, and then that feeds into the rest of the topics tonight. But since I have the floor, and it's something that I've struggled with each one of these topics, is I struggled with my favorite versus the best. And I'm not going to say that I picked correctly, because it bleeds whether I went with my favorite or what I truly think is the
Chips
best.
Bleed?
Well, I mean, only if it's hot. I don't know. Anyways, so for me, the best chip is, and I'm going to go brand as well, but if other brands do it than that as well. The Tostitos hint of lime is, I think, the best chip out there. A close second is any salt and vinegar. However, that bleeds into a different topic. So my pick is going to be a Tostitos hint of lime. Is the best.
I'm
chip.
gonna need you to elaborate because I'm already
On
hard in
which
the
one?
other corner.
On which one?
The Tostitos lime.
I don't. What am I elaborating on?
Like, why is that the best? You just said that's the best.
Because it tastes delicious. I don't
Okay, so just
like what I'm like what I don't understand.
that's it. That's all you got. That's the whole
So
substance
okay, if
behind
you
it.
like, if you want me to
Like,
dive down,
give me something.
if you want me to dive down like on our details like we normally do. So
That's the podcast.
so growing up, obviously a large majority of people would, and I'm not trying to put you all in this box, I'm just saying it was a popular chip. A large majority of people would pick to Doritos Cool Ranch, right?
Yeah.
But when I was a child, I thought like a child, and there's just like, is it good? Sure, but am I gonna just kill a whole bag? Maybe, maybe not. But to me, it is the respectful blend between an extra seasoning and not all over the finger. So I could have, I'm making up amounts, don't hold me to this, like half a bag, a couple hands full. And while maybe there's, I'm not gonna touch my will after I have one chip, I'm not overly worried about my hands being Cool Ranch the rest of the day, or in this case, hint of lime. There's just, to me, it's a good blend of just a normal chip and then just a little extra flavor, just a little extra.
Hint,
that really,
a hint, if you will.
A hint, yes, a hint of lime. So for me, that's what does it. And yeah, I will bow out to the next vote on this one.
I like what you said, because I don't want to see that change my answer, and because I could never vote hint of lime. I'm not a big citrus fan.
That's fine.
So yeah, that's just me.
Yeah.
Preference. I get the Tostitos, like in theory, just plain salt Tostitos actually could be up there, if you wanted to do that. But I was gonna go with my past, like you said. I thought like a child, and this has got to be the best chip, and that was Ruffles sour cream and onion. Like,
it's solid pick though.
Solid pick. I'm one of still, but like that was my childhood favorite. That's what I want now. I crave it, but is it the best chip? And I don't think it is. My palate has grown. My flavor profile has expanded, and I think I gotta go with, I guess I'm gonna go with your number 2 and say a salt and vinegar, like a really good salt and vinegar. Specifically, one of these two brands, either Cape Cod or Miss Vicky's.
Great
one
choices.
Of those two. Like, I don't think I could. I'm gonna go Cape Cod because it's more available.
Sure.
But
now,
as long as I don't get the reduced fat Cape Cod salt and vinegar, because that's not good. But like full fat, regular salt and vinegar, Cape Cod might be the best chip.
And before someone else goes, the only reason I didn't pick that as my number 1 is I'm not going to finish. And by bag, I don't mean the snack bag. I mean like the big,
the family size bag,
family style. Size. I couldn't, and actually I haven't tried, so maybe I could. I just don't think I would crush the family style, because I would probably get halfway through and be like, okay, too much, salt.
It's a heavy chip. It's there's a lot
afterward to just
there is, and so that is why I went. The tiebreaker to me was I could finish a bag of lime. I wouldn't finish a bag. However, I'm not mad if sea salt and vinegar takes the cake, because it is a wonderful chip. It also tastes like other things, but that's a different podcast.
Yeah, Rick. So I liked your Tostitos hint of lime. Good choice. Travis, salt and vinegar is solid. Miss Vicky's or Cape Cod are both amazing. Probably lean slightly towards the Cape Cod, but you guys both talked about chips from our childhood, and a couple of things for me stood out for the best chip. I think Rick made the best point, is it's got to be standalone. But the thing is there's more than just being standalone great chip. it also has to go with pretty much everything. Pretty much every kind of dip you can come up with, you want this chip to work with it. And I'm convinced that this chip does. And I will say that no bag of chips in the entire chip aisle catches my eye more than that giant blue bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. Every time you're walking down the chip aisle, it's the one that jumps out to you every time. It's the little tanginess, the onion, the garlic, whatever flavors you get out of it. It's not overwhelming, so it goes great with a lot of different dips, but it's standalone and it's a phenomenal chip. Not to mention, I learned a cool fun fact about Cool Ranch Doritos today. In other countries, they're called Cool American Doritos. That's a neat little fact that I didn't know
Damn
about.
straight.
So that is far and away my pick for the best chip. Not just the flavor, but it's the best, like the whole package, from the package itself to the chip itself. It just delivers it all.
I mean, it's a banger.
And
Let's
I
be
mean,
honest.
when you think of America, you think of ranch.
Exactly.
It's
For-
the
for
baseline
good or
of
bad.
which other countries judge us by.
Has anyone else? I'm okay with the pick. Call me a noob. I don't think I've ever tried Cool Ranch with a wide variety of dips. And if I'm the odd
Oh,
man out,
That's
I am
unfortunate.
well, I guess like I
Best-
just I never thought I needed it with it.
So-
Like there's so
don't.
much.
You don't
But
need
it's
it.
good with other dips.
So
I just okay.
so Rick,
Good by
I know
itself,
I know
but
you love
also-
nachos. I know you love
do.
nachos.
I do love
Dude,
nachos.
One of the best things I ever discovered in college was making a full nacho plate with Cool Ranch Doritos.
That's
Trust
hot.
me, try it. It's solid.
That's a different flavor.
It's hot.
Say less. Say less.
I'm not mad. I just needed to know
It
if
goes
other
no,
people
but my
did
point
it.
is it goes with everything. It really
Okay,
does.
I believe you. I've just never experienced it. I'm not mad with the pick.
Ben, slight amendment. I don't think it goes with everything. I think it elevates everything. Right? You take a dip, you take a French onion
I'm
dip.
fine with that
It's
too.
it's 100 times like
Mm.
no chip is gonna taste better than a Cool Ranch Dorito in that dip, right?
Yeah.
So even salsa, right?
Well, and
Like
that's a
it's
good
so
argument
good.
because the staple for
Queso,
salsa
it's
is
so good.
a corn chip, like a Tostito or something, but a Dorito is not a staple for it, but it's still great.
That's what I'm saying. I think it elevates all of the.
I mean,
the
that's what I
stuff
get
around it.
from Taco Bell. I get the Cool Ranch.
Exactly.
So,
If it's okay for Taco Bell.
Drew,
That's a good point, Travis.
you feeling a little chipper? A little chippy?
No,
A little chipperoo?
no, stop. Don't. I'm actually really surprised at where this conversation's gone. I thought we were gonna be all over the place. And I love the Cool Ranch Dorito because it is a standalone amazing chip that I can just scarf a half a family size bag of and not even realize I've done it. But the simplicity of that salt and vinegar lets the actual chip shine for itself. The fried potato, for me, I love the salt and vinegar, and it is a classic. I do like the sea salt and cracked pepper.
ooh,
It's hot.
Yes. So good.
Because in the same vein, and I have literally 20 different flavors written down of chips and different variations that I absolutely love, from cheddar horseradish to the cheddar sour cream, dill pickle, Fritos honey barbecue twists, phenomenal. The Cheetos cheddar jalapeno, all of those, like, I just love the flavor that you can get on those. But actually letting the product, the chip itself, shine and just adding a little bit of salt and a little bit of cracked pepper to it is amazing to me. And I love this chip. And if I had not chosen this, I would have gone salt and vinegar, because it really is just a super classic 2 ingredient flavor that everybody should be able to enjoy.
To your point, The reason why don't get me wrong, Ben, I love Cool Ranch Doritos. Definitely top 5 chip, no matter what. I don't think it can be the best because I just want to suck the flavor off the chip at the end of the day. And I think that the chip itself is a little lacking. I want to do that with other chips, but yeah, to Drew's point, I think like the other flavors let the potato or the base of said chip shine through just a little bit. So it's a complete chip versus just flavor.
So that wasn't the question. The question was, what's the best flavor, not what's the best.
Can I get that
chip.
one more time?
Flavor. That's what I think of when I think of Cool Ranch Doritos. It's just
if that's not the name of the episode, I'll be upset.
But I mean, Ben is onto something. I mean, the three of us have talked about, it's about the base chip, but we did agree that the segment was what's the best flavor.
We said what's the best. I mean,
flavor.
Yeah, but
flavor of chip.
Flavor is not just seasoning. So maybe that's what I'm saying. Seasoning, I just want to suck the seasoning off of the Dorito, not necessarily because flavor is complexity. Flavor is like the potato part of it. It's all.
I get what you're saying, but I think I'm okay with Cool Ranch winning. I don't know if that is. I love the way you phrase it. I think that's the best, Travis. Flavor. Like that's exactly what Cool Ranch Dorito is. However, who doesn't love flavor? But I don't like if you're gonna tell me like if you put the Cool Ranch flavor like on a Waves chip or that's not gonna change it for me. Like, oh, okay, I don't unless I just misunderstood where we were going with that.
There's a little bit of a marriage of both with that one because if you put Cool Ranch flavor on like the actual, not just like a ranch Pringle or a ranch Dorito or a ranch, Ruffles, if you put the actual Cool Ranch flavoring onto another chip, like a straight potato chip or something like that, I don't think I'd like it as much. I do think that the actual Doritos corn chip and the pairing with the Cool Ranch work really well together, whereas it would not work on a different medium of chip.
So does that make it a better flavor because they figured it out as a one-off? Or does it make it a worse flavor because all the other flavors have a ton of different types of chips that they try it out on, and everyone likes the different types of salt and vinegar and the different types of sour cream and onion and the different types of barbecue, but there's only one Cool Ranch? Like, I don't know. I'm asking.
You lost me.
What makes a flavor better? If it's just a one-off chip and that's the way it works, or if a flavor is better because it lands on a bunch of different types of chips?
Versatility versus accuracy.
Individuality.
Yeah.
I guess to me, and I want to argue against Cool Ranch, but you bring up a lot of good points. Like to me, the best flavor of chip survives texture. To me, like if that's what we're talking about, to me, it's not so much like the style of chip, and I don't know enough about chips, so I'm not trying to like knock or.
How dare you?
You know what I'm like?
You didn't do research before,
like corn to flour, wavy, whatever like that. I'm not trying to say that. So if you were to, I don't know. That's a fair point, and I like it, Ben, and I don't have a counter because I think you're correct in that phrasing that.
I kind of like the argument too, because how many different varieties of style of chip are there with the salt and vinegar or the cheddar and onion or the classics barbecue?
But how much is that like, and I don't know what the correct verbiage for here is. I don't want to say patent, but brand. You know what I mean? Like secret recipe kind of.
But there's ranch chips out there. There's no there's varieties of ranch chips, but there's no.
I didn't know that.
Like people knock them off.
But I didn't know that. Okay.
But there's no Doritos Cool Ranch knockoff out there because it is a very specific flavor.
Right. Okay. I'm okay.
But you still don't see nearly as many ranch chips as a lot of these other ones, including salt and vinegar. And Drew, that's a good point. So like, Travis, you brought up Cape Cod and Miss Vicky's. So clearly, in my mind, salt and vinegar are two best chips. But like Lay's salt and vinegar, they're okay.
They're not good.
Exactly. So does that mean that the flavor is the best, or does it just mean that it's only the best when it's on a certain type of chip? Cool Ranch is the one only flavor, and it's the best.
Well, so I guess that go ahead, finish your thought.
I was gonna say, I think Rick brought up this point, and it was one of you guys. I'm sorry, but the whole bag test. So
Yes.
I will sit there and eat a whole bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, and
A
Little
love
bag,
every
little
minute
bag,
of
or
it.
family bag.
Family bag, do it.
Family
Crush
bag.
it.
Bag.
It won't tear up my mouth. I'll tear up my stomach probably. But eating an entire family bag of salt and vinegar, as much as I would enjoy it, too much vinegar, it really starts to wear away at the mouth a little bit.
True.
So I would say that Cool Ranch Doritos would do the full bag test a little bit better. I want
All
some
right.
chips.
I'm changing
know,
my
right?
vote to Cool Ranch.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
it. I'm okay. I'm not mad about Cool Ranch.
I'm
I
not
won't-
I like it.
mad.
And I
I'm
like the
just
backup
disappointed,
being
but
a
I'm
simple
not mad.
flavor like salt and vin. Anecdote for you guys: one of the greatest days of my entire life. It's a core memory for me. Was when I was eating a family-sized bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, and I reached in and came out with a nugget
A nugget
of
of seasoning.
pure
Yes.
seasoning,
It sells for like 10 grand on the black market.
and it was the most delicious thing. Could sprinkle it all over the place. It was oh god.
Hey, Drew, if you would have eaten that, you would have died young.
I'll allow it. Yeah, that was a good segue.
I won't. I'm cutting that
Yeah,
shit
no,
out.
no,
You know,
great.
you guys-
Ben, that was amazing. That was
I
amazing.
get to edit. I get to
It
edit
was a
this.
great. It was a maybe
no,
the best
you're not-
segue that's ever been on this
hey,
podcast.
I haven't done a
You're
segue
not stealing
in
my
months.
thunder
Yeah,
on my
yeah,
birthday.
yeah.
I'm not,
I haven't done it in
you don't,
months.
You don't get to do it on my birthday. That's not how this
Ben,
works.
Ben,
It's my
I
birthday.
don't want you to. I don't
Travis,
want you to use
you
it.
know,
I
you
don't
know
want you
that
to
we
use
are
it.
who we are. Okay.
Nice.
Maybe because it's your birthday, we have to do this. It is.
You
a
could
rule.
say that maybe I'm praying, and I
You
hope
You guys
you're
are
not a
such crazy
can-
kids.
I hope you're not a
Guys,
cannibal.
we can go for a little bit. TikTok. All right, take it off. I know.
But Travis, your love is my drug, unless
I
it's
know
been
that.
said
I know that.
already.
Guys, I appreciate the segue assist. However, this topic needs no real introduction because we are discussing an icon, a legend, a person who went through a beautiful metamorphosis. And we are going to discuss what is the best Kesha song. And here, if you guys are listening, this is where I might make this its own segment. We'll see. I might cut a bunch of this out. I don't know yet. But I took the time to break down like my top 10 Kesha songs by album, basically. And so we're just going to get into it. Sit back, relax, have a drink with us, because here's Kesha. Her first album, Animal. Classic album. Classic Kesha. Classic basic drunk party Kesha. Like when you think of Kesha, you think of Animal. This album is just her on a 10-day bender over the course of 7 days. How it works, I don't know. She does it. The first song, TikTok, it's a banger. It's the OG Kesha song. It's a party anthem. It's iconic, but it's not the best. It's the first one. She had to find herself. She had to experiment. She talks about the party not stopping. But then why do you even concern yourself with the passage of time, right? Why is the song called TikTok representing time? But then you're going to go talking about the party not stopping. That's contradictory. I don't like it. Why is Mick Jagger the bar for the guy she wants to go home with? This is going to come up later. Remember this. It's unrealistic expectations for men as well. Not okay with it. Lyrics such as "Make it pop, DJ blow my speakers up," they're not her speakers. She's suggesting that he destroy his own property for her own amusement, potentially harming others. Again, great song. Love TikTok. Hope it plays at every wedding ever. Not her best song. Another banger. Your love is my drug. I like to use that just phrase in general. Great phrase. We used it earlier. Just whenever I want to express how much I love someone, it's my drug. It's got the thumping bass, the catchy pre-chorus. There's that transition drop into your love. Your love, so good. It's incredible. I love it. I love how she switches up the third verse to almost like a bridge, but not really. It's like a weird kind of transition. But then she also goes like, at the very end, I like your beard. Another iconic line. I say that all the time. People don't get it, but it's there. But at the end of the day, she's just basically saying that she's staying with the same guy because they have great sex, and that's not a really good long-term relationship plan. And I'm not here for that. Like, it's cool for a little bit, but like, she's advocating for it long-term, and that's not okay. Take It Off. Another one from Animal. Great song. Great song to run to, right? Just nonstop. Bass is pumping. I don't know the beat for a minute, but it's up there. It does have like a weird robotic start, but obviously like it does jump right into the EDM bass. And I do think, by the way, Kesha might be like the queen of the transition. And I'll get this a little bit there. The transition from like a thumping bass to something more maybe melodic, back to the bass to something maybe a little more vocal. She's just jumping all over the place, and she's so good at it. And the build up from the first to the pre-chorus and then the chorus, great song, like start to finish. But like TikTok, she's just suggesting every party and cause a lot of damage, property damage in the process. You don't necessarily need that, right? You don't need to cause damage. Party, just party. It's fine. Funny song, Dinosaur. I think it's funny, right? It's got like it's a good song, and I listen to it as humorous. But like, she is very hypocritical because she's talking about how an old man is hitting on her, but yet her expectations for a guy is they have to look like Jagger. What's going on? Pick one.
Can I?
One. Yeah, go for it.
Can I interject?
Yeah.
Have we talked about like a song?
Travis, I have to sleep at some point.
No, this is my birthday. This is
Actually,
my segment.
Can we all give us our picks and then Travis could do his?
It is your birthday, but I need you to record this separately and release it as its own episode.
1,
and
2,
get to the
3,
point of
4, 5, 6. I have at least 7 more to get through. All right.
Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna call it there. And I left it longer than I felt like I should, but can we get to
if you guys if you guys are listening and you want to hear the full version, I'll be releasing that later. Go ahead, go. What are your picks?
Okay, so best Kesha song. I remember the first time I heard Kesha, which is kind of weird because I don't listen to Kesha now, and I think I only know a couple of songs. But yeah, senior in college, 2009, it's the first time I had heard Kesha. Went through a few songs, tried to figure out which one was my favorite, which one was the best, tried to kind of mirror those two together. And I think I figured out which one is my favorite and which one is the best. And I think it's because it's a fun song, it's a party song, it's a club song, it's a feel-good song. And I think it's funny the message it sends, which is not why I like it, but it's a part of it, of this whole thing with staying with a guy because you have great sex. And you don't hear that a lot in girl lead songs. You hear that a lot in guy lead songs. So I went with Your Love Is My Drug as my favorite. And again, ends with one of the most iconic, hilarious phrases. I like your beard. And I'm a new beard wearer. Yeah, I just grew my beard out, so that maybe that has something to do with it. But
so I like that. And the reason why I struggled with that one was because I can't grow facial hair, but still like that song. So this is another one of the ones where it's about occasion to me and like what is happening in the moment. So I also struggled with like what do I think is her best versus what is my favorite Kesha song, because as I admitted earlier, I like trashy in my life, and that is not a knock at Kesha.
No, that's a compliment. I get that.
I'm just saying that, like, if you're saying that, like, I'm just picking a song, I'm not saying this, TikTok. If you're saying like it's not a good song, like that's not what I'm saying. Like, I enjoy, like, in the situation, that's what I want in my life, kind of thing. But all that being said, I will say that I did struggle with this. And again, I don't know if I landed on my favorite or what I think is best, but I'm going to say Die Young is my favorite or the best Kesha song for me. And I am, again, it's similar to Cool Ranch. There's a couple other songs I'm not I wouldn't be mad to lose to. It's just I was struggling with favorite versus best. So that's where I'm going to land. And also, again, it has to be standalone.
Of course.
So to me, and I'm not saying that it doesn't mean that she came up with it, but if there's a song that's featuring somebody else, to me, that's involves dip. And it would be hard for me to justify a song featuring somebody else. I'm not saying that she didn't come up with it. I'm not saying she, was that talented in that song. But to me, I don't know if I could vote for a song that either A, she was featured in or featuring somebody else. So that's where I landed.
So I'd like to go next because I agree. Die Young is the best Kesha song. And Rick, I appreciate the situational music that you're talking about, but I think if you're going to be the best, you have to be maybe not the best in every situation, but you got to be like top 3 in every situation, right? You got to be like towards the top. And I think that as soon as I hear your heartbeat to the beat of the drums and I hear the thud thud, like I'm in it. You've got me hooked. No matter how I'm feeling, right?
Yes.
Good day, bad day, party day, work day, whatever you want. I'm going to start belting it as soon as I hear it. And then the double thud, so good. And I think one of the things I like about this song, and I was kind of alluding to this to my analysis earlier, is this is the type of song that she ends up in. I think it's her 4th album that this was a song I feel like she wanted to do, not like her producer made her to do, like in her terrible backstory, whatever. And you kind of,
I factored that.
Yeah, you kind of get a sense of that. Like I feel like it's got the trashiness, right? Which I appreciate. It's got a little bit of that, but it's also got a little of this. And that's like the little heartfelt, like, let's make the most of the night and like we're going to die young, right? This is our only opportunity. Let's just give it our all. And I that speaks to me. And that's what I think is when I think of best, it's, I know I was a little criticized by like, oh, the lyrics or whatever, but like it's the lyrics, it's the design of the song, it's the meaning behind the song, it's all of it encompassing. And a trashy song could be the best song, but if this song has a little bit of trashy and a little bit of, future Kesha involved as well, I'm all for it. Die Young, best Kesha song.
I agree.
Woo!
For
that
me,
was easy.
Kesha brings me back to college and all of us hanging out, and those were Kesha songs were like the house party music of the day. And yes, like TikTok is amazing, and so many of her songs to this day are played all the time, either remixes, mashups, whatever. But I agree with you that this one felt the most original to her, and it starts off so fucking strong. Like the rest of them, I felt she does that thing where she like kind of talk sings a lot of times in her songs, which I really love in all her music. But this one just starts off banging. Like it's middle of the set, we're already raging and we're just fucking going for it type music. And I really do think that out of her, I'm leaving her 4th and 5th album out of this, even though I really do truly love them. But I do think that this is her absolute best song because it shows a lot of who she was and wanted to be, and ended up being in the long run.
Right.
So I'm glad we all went there because, and is Rainbow her 4th? Is that what we decided before we started recording?
Rainbow's
I think so,
2017.
Because and I agree, and I also didn't know the backstory until we all started saying it. But to me, that was the one where like it was like her choice, I guess. Like it's like, and I'm not trying to say this is her story, but you have like, because like to me, if like Travis, if you were my producer and you're like, Rick, sing these stupid, I'm not saying her other songs are stupid, but if you're like, sing these stupid songs, I would eat it up for my millions of dollars. Me personally, not trying to force that on anybody else. However, you get to a point where like you want to express yourself as an artist, I guess, versus, you know what I mean? Versus trying to make it. And so like that's where the Rainbow or whatever album it was fell into that. And so like I personally don't like the song Praying. It annoys me. I hate it. It makes my balls itch. Like you know what I mean? But like in terms of
reaction
like
to a song, but sure.
If you're saying like musical talent, I would be willing to convinced if you want to like argue that was like her, you know, then that's where I struggled with favorite versus best.
So like when I was thinking about this segment and maybe trying to make an argument for anything on Rainbow, I thought about Praying, and I like that song just because it builds and it's very emotional. You know, take out everything you know about Kesha.
Right,
greatly emotional.
And as
song.
much as I say I'm a basic white girl, like, you know, it does nothing for me.
But
you know
I would say so for me, like Kesha, there's a lot of, I feel like, analogs for her in the female artist community of like, you know, they got big and did the pop thing and then went back to going after actual music and like, you know, writing and that sort of thing. So Bastard for me on that album is real good because it's slow, it's acoustic, and she's just kind of, it's more about her just kind of speaking her piece. Whereas like Praying to me was more of like she's trying to ramp up people's emotions and knows that she's doing it. So that's my little diatribe on Rainbow, and I really love that album. But again, I mean, the things that I initially love and still love about Kesha was the party girl phase, because that was originally what she was trying to market herself as. And, you know, whatever went down with her backstory is terrible. And yes, but in the long run, those are the songs that, like, when I'm trying to get out of my own head, and just kind of have fun,
brush your teeth with a bottle of Jack,
have fun listening to music, and like, you know, or like Travis said, like running or working out or just kind of expressing emotion without actually having to really analyze the meaning of the song. I go back to those original Kesha songs too, which is why I think Die Young fits really beautifully in between all of those, because it is kind of a marriage of all of them.
I love everything you both said. Like, nail on the head.
I thought this was going to be a lot more heated.
Yeah. No, I mean, there are so many good ones for me to choose from. I think my favorite album is Cannibal, just because when I want to like, to me, Animal, the first one is her like dumb party girl, like, let's just break shit. And then the second one I think is the Warrior. Like, that's kind of her kind of exploring her new phase. But then Cannibal
Warrior
is
a lot.
Yeah, Warrior's great. But Cannibal is like, let's take Animal and make it dark. Right. And there's so much more bass. She talks about like, I'm gonna drink your blood and suck your teeth. I don't know what that means, but I'm a little intrigued. You got my interest peaked. Like, but it's also just like the song just hit, at least my favorite songs from the album hit so much harder from I'm gonna say a dance perspective or a party perspective or a driving home while you're drunk perspective and you need to stay awake and stay between the lines perspective. That album is like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Speaking of driving home drunk, I need some Waffle House.
Great segue. And because it's situational, and we need to keep that in mind when we talk about this. And I'm going to pee with that.
I thought it was occasional.
Whatever. Occasional situation.
Occasionally situational.
Yeah, Travis gets it.
Shit, I broke another string. Don't worry, call Ray over at Rocket Guitar Repair. Rocket Guitar Repair? Rocket Guitar Repair. With over 50 years playing, building, and repairing guitars, Rocket Guitar Repair can get your guitar repaired rocket quick. Call Rocket Guitar Repair at 678 400 3062 or visit rocketguitarrepair.com.
I was doing a little light reading the other day, came across an article. Person named Mika Cash had they made a book. They published a book of photographs of Waffle Houses. It's just a book of Waffle House pictures, and it was very cool. She did it while she was just driving through the South back in 2018, and they imagined that the unwritten rules of Waffle House state that no matter who you are or where you're from, you will receive good service if you are kind, respectful, and you don't overstay while others are waiting for a table. And I like that. I liked that. That was a good, like, haha, got you. Like, that's the rule. There it is. And it got me thinking, like, what are the other unwritten rules of Waffle House? And I think if we can all agree, that should be one of them, is just basically don't overstay your welcome if other people are waiting. If there's no one waiting, stay as long as you want. It's Waffle House. That's what you do. Who wants to talk about their unwritten rules?
I have very few, so I'll
Go
first.
for it.
As long as we can agree on the first one, again, it's situational. It's not brunch. I'll say it this way.
Go ahead and tell us your rules. What we're gonna do is you tell us your rules.
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah.
Then Drew. Then me, and then we'll just pick the top 5.
Yep. I have very few. It's situational. Number one, you don't lounge typically at Waffle House. Number two, you don't leave Waffle House once entered unless the cook throws a plate across the wall and leaves. That's rule number 2.
Hold on. Wait, can you clear? You said you don't leave unless
What I mean, okay, you're right. That's fair.
I just want to make sure. Like,
I didn't phrase that correctly.
This is not an Eagles song. Okay.
Yeah. In terms of
before you've ordered your food.
Yes, thank you.
So unexpectedly, you don't leave.
You. Yes, Drew.
You don't leave without finishing your full meal.
You don't leave without meeting the intent of the Waffle House visit. No matter what happens, and what I mean is, like, no matter what fights happen, I don't care what else happens at Waffle House. That's what I'm getting at. Because, like, if the cook fights a patron or there's a robbery, whatever, the only reason to leave before the meal is concluded is if the cook himself throws a plate against the wall and walks out and leaves the only waitress there crying. And the only reason I bring that situation up is because we've experienced that ourselves. Rule number 3 for me, and this is my last one and someone else can go, is if you're solo, you go to the bar, and then it's the same as the urinal rules, which may be a different podcast, but those are my only rules for Waffle House.
I agree with Rick. The only caveat to the plate against the wall one for me is if somebody draws a gun.
That's fair.
Fights are fine.
It's not fair.
No, it is. It is, Rick.
I'm willing to put gun in there. Fist fights, fine.
Yeah, fist fights are fine. Blood, okay. The cook leaving, absolutely. If there's nobody on that, why am I here? If somebody draws a gun, I'm out, because that's happened before too, and I'm gonna walk away as fast as possible. Mine, as I stated the first one, it's not okay to go to Waffle House after 10 a.m. or before midnight. It has to be within that golden hour of either I'm getting breakfast because I'm so fucking hungover, or I'm there because I'm drunk and need something to sober up a little bit. The rare occasion before midnight and like in that gray area of 8 p.m. to whenever is
pre-game Waffle House, yeah,
or when friends get together, because we've had a few of those. The second one for me, if you're driving by and there's not at least one of the letters in the sign out, the lights out, don't go to that Waffle House.
Oh, thank you, Drew. Yes.
because
Yes.
that's a new
Yes.
Waffle House, and they have not experienced the grit and determination it takes to be a Waffle House. So you don't know what you're going to go into. If there's at least one letter out and they haven't replaced it, you know that those people have more on their hands and more things to worry about than just running a Waffle House. And those are the kinds of ones I want to be at. Third for me, you have to order coffee. And this is probably contentious for some of you. I don't necessarily hold it as like a golden rule for everybody, but for me personally, you got to order coffee because it's disgusting diner coffee that doesn't taste good, but you have to order it because I feel like that's what those greasy diners are known for. And then last but not least, with on top of the coffee thing, you have to build pyramids and buildings out of the coffee creamers.
Yes.
It's an absolute must. You have that whole bowl of creamers sitting there, those little 1 ouncers. What are you going to do with your time while you're waiting for your waffles and your eggs
Yes.
and your hash browns smothered, covered, chopped, and topped to be made? You got to, put the little things and build the little buildings out of the creamers. So those are mine.
Drew, that last one just freaking took the cake, man. That was solid. All right,
It's one of my fondest memories of Waffle House, and I love it to this day.
yeah, I've got four as well, and I built mine all off memories as well. So, all right, number one, you're not allowed to leave unless you're full. You're not going to Waffle House for a snack or a salad. You're going to fill up on hash browns and eggs and waffles and everything. So do not walk out
Yes.
that door unless you are full. It's not expensive. It's fine. Number two, you must order at least a side of meat with everything. I don't care if it's bacon. I don't care if it's ham. I don't care if it's sausage. I don't care if you're a vegetarian. Order it and give it to your friend. Meat
I'm
comes
okay with
with
that.
everything.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Number three, don't complain about how sticky the syrup bottle is.
Yes.
It's fine. It's fine. It's sticky. It's syrup. Deal with it. All right. And number four, expect everything you eat to be good, but nothing to be great.
Yes.
Those are my four.
I like those two.
I have a bunch of them. They're relatively short, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Don't order the steak. Don't do it.
Yes. I like
Don't
it.
do it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's
Which is
sticky.
different than Ben's point, but I like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You can have a meat, like if you get it for the side and give it away to your dog, that's fine. A sticky booth is the best booth.
Yes.
Having three people at the bar is always conversationally awkward. There's no way around it. Someone's always going to get left out, or the person in the middle is going to be just like awkwardly in the middle. If you have more than two, go sit at a table. If you want to check on the status of your waffle, just shout waffle. That's for us. Go to Waffle House after midnight at your own risk.
Yes.
I'm not necessarily even talking about the food. I'm talking about your life, right? Shit goes down. This next one, Waffle House food is either the best or the worst. You get both sides of it between the hours of 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. Meaning you can either have the best food of your life or the worst food of your life because they forgot your waffle in the iron because they went outside to smoke and it's burnt, kind of thing. So
I like it.
you're going to get both sides of the spectrum. This is probably my favorite one, and I'm going to be really mad if this doesn't make it into our top 5. You must use the hash brown lingo when ordering hash browns.
Yes.
Don't tell me
Yeah.
you want onions and cheese. Don't do that. Scattered, covered, smothered, baby. Let's go. And then my last two is don't be a dick. Just don't do it. And then this is me personally. If this doesn't make it, I'm fine. But at Waffle House, if I get average service, I'm tipping more, not significantly, I'm tipping more than 20%. I'm okay with that one not making it. But usually if I'm ordering like a waffle plus hash browns,
Say that for me again.
I said, if I get average service at Waffle House, which to me, average service deserves a 20% tip, right? Well, we haven't even talked about tip spectrums.
Yeah.
But I think if you get average service at a Waffle House for your Waffle House
I
experience,
get where you're going with this. If I get acknowledged as a human being,
which is
at
average for
House,
Waffle House. I'm saying
I
for
give you
Waffle
more.
House.
I'll give you a 50% tip at Waffle House. Like
Right.
if you
Yeah.
speak words to me, yes, I
Average
like
for
what you're
Waffle
saying.
House experience, you get more than 20%.
If the cook says something to me,
Yeah. It's usually gonna be a little bit more.
If the cook says something to me, I'm
False
leaving
fucking
$100 tip for y'all to split. Like I don't care.
it's just for him.
Yeah,
I'm slipping him a 20 just for the acknowledgement of my existence.
Those are my rules. So to recap, I'll run through this real quick. Rick has don't lounge, don't leave unexpectedly unless the cook throws a plate and walks out. If you're solo, go to the bar, and same as urinal rules apply. Drew says an amendment to Rick's as don't leave unexpectedly unless the cook throws a plate and walks out or someone draws a gun. It is not okay to go to Waffle House between the hours of 10 a.m. and midnight. One of the letters on the sign has to be out for it to be a really good Waffle House. You have to order coffee, and you have to somehow build something out of the coffee creamers. Ben says you are not allowed to leave until you're full, or you have to order at least a side of meat. Do not complain about the bottle of syrup being sticky, and everything is good is nothing but great. I said don't order the steak. A sticky booth is the best booth. Having 3 people at the bar is always awkward. If you want to check out the status of your waffle, just shout Marco.
Waffle.
Thank you. Go to Waffle House after midnight at your own risk. Waffle House food is either the best or the worst between the hours of 12 and 12. You must order hash browns using the hash brown lingo. Don't be a dick and tip more than 20% if you have average service. So of those,
Let me hop out.
what are the top 5?
I like Drew's. A Waffle House has to be missing a letter. I think that is crucial. I like Ben's. You have to order a side of meat, and I think it was Travis's, but whoever's average, minimum, whatever. It's at least 20%. Like at absolute minimum at Waffle House. I like that rule. Well, and then I'm gonna throw in a fourth. The bar at Waffle House equals urinal rules. Or if you're solo at Waffle House, those are my 4 that I'm going to put my stamp of approval on.
Drew?
I'm putting forward my creamer building.
I like that one.
I'm seconding that one, thirding that one, yeah.
And the letter out. I know that's 2 for me, but I really like those. Sticky syrup bottle. You know where you are. Get the fuck out of here. A side of meat I really like as well. Just like a side of bacon or something like that. Oh, urinal rules. For the bar, and those are my tops.
Ben.
So I'll start with Rick. Absolutely, the urinal rules is, dude. That was, I mean, I'll say brilliance because that's yes, absolutely. Drew, driving by without a letter out, and the coffee creamer building, both of those are huge. The coffee creamer building may be the best one on the entire list. Travis, after midnight at your own risk. I'm surprised nobody else said that because it is definitely after midnight at your own risk. I would also say, Travis, the have to use the hash brown lingo. You're a dick if you don't. And that kind of pulls in your number 8, but I'm going to stick with number 7. You're a dick if you don't use the hash brown lingo. And then with my own, I'm going to go with the sticky syrup and the first one that I said, which is you're not allowed to leave unless you're full.
All right. So I don't even feel like I have to do mine just because they're going to be probably in line with everyone else's. I think the 5, not including the first one of the don't overstay, but it's the go to Waffle House with the letters out. Don't complain about the sticky syrup. You have to build something out of the creamers. Urinal rules apply to the bar, and you have to order hash browns using the hash brown lingo. Everyone go with that? There's a couple like
I'm not mad.
The 5 to 7 range could have been swept in, but I like those. That's a solid
I'm not
5,
mad.
6.
Solid.
Yeah.
So the one I'm really surprised no one mentioned is the jukebox.
Oh wow.
From back in the because
Touché.
it's not really a thing anymore. But one song per person, and don't fucking make it all Hoobastank or whatever.
Dude, I hope you just totally just pitch slap that Waffle House.
That's so good.
I haven't been to a Waffle House in probably I mean, I have been to Waffle House, but I haven't been to one
10
in the
years.
last 5 years that
Yeah.
has had a jukebox.
Oh, 10 years since I've been to a Waffle House.
Oh, I was there
Wait, what?
2 weeks ago.
Sorry.
Yeah, right?
All right, so Saturday.
I've been to Waffle House. Like, I've lived in Georgia for 3 weeks, and I've been to Waffle House twice since I've lived
Almost
here.
as long as I've been to, almost as long as since I've been to Taco Bell.
But you have baked chips, so I'm not really surprised. But I'm disappointed.
I'm also bigger
Leave him
than
alone.
all of you. I'm also bigger than all of you.
And to be honest, I think that the bar's about to close and we should go to Waffle House. Right.
I agree. I'm gonna go to Waffle House in 5
guys,
minutes.
it's actually time for
There's-
last call.
I could walk to Waffle House right now, and I would fuck it up.
Take it away, Benny boy.
I don't have a last call.
I thought you said you had a Kesha theme last call.
No, I was suggesting that for you because you do the music ones.
Oh well, I don't have a. Then we don't have a last call, so never mind.
I thought that's what you were doing when we were all
This
waiting for you at the beginning.
is-
I thought you were writing a last call.
Oh no, that was just my analysis of all of the Kesha songs.
Oh my god.
That was his diatribe.
That was my
Of,
my love letter to Kesha. That was all that was. Well, this is awkward.
It's fine. We went really long on this one. I feel like it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
this was a
absolutely
long
fine.
episode. That's fine.
It really was.
no last call tonight, boys. We're just gonna get kicked out and go to Waffle House, and that's fine by me. Guys, if you are listening right now, thank you. I appreciate you. If you're not listening, I'm impressed. Follow us on the Twitter, follow us on the YouTube, follow us on the Instagram, follow us on all the stuff. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. We don't care. Just remember that this is our podcast and you're just along for the ride. I love you, Kesha.
I love you as well.
I like your beard.